Shalom, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a live episode of Office Hours with Sharon. I am Sharon, and this is Sharon's Office Hours, virtual office hours. Thank you for joining me this evening and every Thursday at 8 p.m. for Office Hours with Sharon, where we talk about your mental health, my mental health, our collective mental health. And you can ask questions. I am a licensed professional counselor. So you can ask me all questions under the mental health umbrella, and hopefully I'll be able to answer those questions. And those questions that I might not be able to answer because maybe that's not in my wheelhouse, I will have guests on to bring those answers to you. So this show is for you. So you can get information and be empowered to help yourself as well as others with some information that you have learned from this show. So it's an empowerment for you because we know everybody's not going to go to therapy. Now, this isn't therapy, and I am not your therapist, as well as guests who come on. They are not your therapist unless there's something private that you have going on and you happen to watch, and we are your therapist. But I'm saying this show, because therapy can be virtual, right? But this show is not providing therapy for you. It's providing information for you to be empowered. Because when you learn about your mental health, your psychology, it gives you insight into some of your actions, your behaviors, your communication. So therefore, you can take that information and hopefully use it to better yourselves in different ways, as well as understand others better, because it's human psychology, not Sharon's psychology, Sue's psychology, John's psychology. It is human psychology. So this show was designed and made and created to bless you to be empowered regarding your own mental health and your own psychology. So for the past 3 weeks, this being the third, we've had guest psychotherapist on, licensed professional counselor, dance movement therapist, Romain Diaz. And so she's on with us again this evening for part 3 of a therapeutic visioning experience. Right. So we are creating a vision board, but it's a therapeutic visioning vision board, which is like none other you've ever done. So if you haven't watched the first 2 shows, go back and watch them so you can understand and gain that insight. So tonight's specific topic is becoming, naming, claiming, and committing to the vision. So we're winding it all up and committing to the vision and what it is that you're going to do now, 2026 and beyond, because the visioning experience evolves with you over time. Like I said, it's not your typical vision board because it is a therapeutic one. And we know hopefully our mental health is also evolving over time. So what our vision might be right now might be different as time, hopefully it is different as time evolves, because we grow, we learn, we develop. And so it's an ever evolving vision board. So right now, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Romain Diaz, the wonderful, the one and only, the iconic, right? The prolific, right? And all those other great accolades that I can give her. Let's give her a hand clap as she comes to the stage today. Hey, Romain, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me. So again, we are excited for the last journey series for sure.
Mm-hmm. The first couple of weeks have been so dynamic. I've gotten so much positive feedback about it. So that's why I encourage those of you who may not have watched it, and that's okay. Life is busy. But go back on YouTube and watch. I would say Facebook, but they delete the shows after 30 days, but they're always on YouTube. So you can go back and watch. I know, right? Week 1 and week 2. And hopefully you're watching tonight. So while, we're just getting started, if you want to run, if you haven't been with us for the past 2 weeks, run and get some paper and pen, or a book or something that you can write down this information. And just because you haven't started the past 2 weeks, you can start right now and jump right in and then go back and watch those other 2 episodes. So Romain is going to take us through a dynamic process yet again tonight to allow us to bring this home and kickstart this vision that we have for ourselves, and that God has for us now and beyond. Because we're not waiting until 2026.
No. Today.
We're starting now. Exactly. Yes. And right now it's free. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, follow the page. It's free. Just take your finger right now and just push it. It's free. It helps us to grow the channel and the page because we know how the algorithm works. So we don't want to keep all this great and wonderful information to ourselves. We want to get this message out to more people.
Right.
So our part is to bring the information, and your part is to like it, share it, subscribe, and all that. So if you could do that to help us, that would be wonderful. All right, Romain, turning it over to you.
Oh my goodness. I'm just excited. And I know you guys out there are exhausted probably from all the thinking and all the questions and the journal prompts
Mm-hmm.
that we had over the last 2 weeks. So with all that work and accountability and boundary setting and all those things that you have done in the last 2 weeks, I'm just gonna ask you to just take a moment to breathe. All right.
Yes.
And we're just going to do a short breath. I know meditation can whether be guided or just sitting still can be a little longer. I'm just asking you today to just take a breath, and you're just going to go in through your nose and out through your mouth. I want to hear that sigh. Good job. Good job. So we just took a moment to acknowledge ourselves and the work that we're doing for ourselves today. Because tonight we are moving from dreaming into becoming. All right.
Mm-hmm. There's a
So,
lot in that sigh.
yeah, a lot.
And releasing that sigh.
Sometimes I be long, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it comes with sound,
Yes.
like right, get it all the way out. Let that breath go all
Yes.
the way out to the belly.
And it's not just today's worth of sigh, right?
Right, right.
Yep.
Well, another episode on that one. But yeah, so we are definitely going to reflect from the last two series discussions. So whoever is on today, if you were here with us the last 2 weeks, please feel free to make a comment in the comment section and just let us
Yes.
know your journey over the last 2 weeks. So here
Mm-hmm.
are some guided questions that you can add in the chat. For those that are new today and watching today, thank you, welcome, and get your book out and maybe write some of these things down for the next time you are going to process this, as well as maybe office hours with Sharon the next time. Um, so, what did this process teach you about yourself? There were a lot of questions over the last couple of weeks, and I'm just going to go to my notes just to kind of give the listeners some ideas of some of the questions that we discuss.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the questions might have been, who am I becoming? What parts of myself I have abandoned or minimized in order for my growth? Um, how does my trauma, my anxiety, my fears, my disappointment shape my vision? Right. So we got into some deep questions, you guys. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like next week I want to, take a cooking class, right? No, we want to know what's the meaning, what's behind that, what are we identifying here for ourselves? Um, what are some of the things that um, emerge from the discussion, some things that came up as you were creating your vision board, right? What does it represent, right? So that's a recap. So what did the process teach you about yourself? So about myself, for example, as I continue to grow the vision board, whether it be in the last week, I talked about my vision board for my business and, other aspects of my life. And one of the things that it taught me, and I am put into action and accountability, is that it's all right to have a mentor. It's okay to reach out, ask someone for support. And guess what I did yesterday, y'all?
What did you do?
I put it right into action. I had thought about reaching out to a particular person that I
Mm-hmm.
worked with for a while, and I kept putting a little note because we were talking about sticky notes last week too.
Right.
I said, text so and so,
Mm-hmm.
text so and so, ask them the specific question. And so, sometimes with text messaging, you gotta wait a couple days because people won't respond.
Yeah.
They want to respond, all that. And I said, you know what? Forget that. We have a good rapport. Let me not
Mm-hmm.
call him. I'm a little old school. Before
Yeah.
text was calling people. How you doing, right?
Yeah.
He called, and guess what he did? He picked up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And is a CEO that I worked with before. And I wanted a CEO's response and answer. I wanted to get down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, aiming for, reaching for in the role that I'm in. So ask them some questions. I say, hey, what are your thoughts? What do you think? What direction should I go into? If you have like a minute or two, he was able to give me some direction. He was like, I got your back. Good luck. And I was like, thank you very much. Not only did I
Mm-hmm.
check off my goal for that day, that's also going to help me for my vision, but I just put myself out. I just said, hey, just do it.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. Don't keep writing it down. Don't keep thinking this is the right time of the day, the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're at work, maybe they're doing this, maybe on lunch. Worked out perfectly and got some
Yeah.
good feedback. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that the last couple of weeks have taught me. Just and I don't mind taking risks. I can be a risk taker
Right.
at times.
Right. And
But why delay this question that
right. Right.
so just call?
Absolutely. And sometimes risks has their rewards,
Yeah,
right? But if you didn't do it now, look at what might not have happened,
right. The little
right?
nuts. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I
And
was
all that you will hopefully gain from this relationship, in that way.
correct.
Hmm.
I was being mindful of this time. I said, hey, I just had a quick question too. I had it ready, written down, ready to go, and
Right.
kind of move from there. So I'm gonna ask you guys to kind of take that leap and rip that band-aid off for yourself too.
Hmm.
Another question: what fears came up as
Okay.
we're creating this vision board and designing and mapping out exactly what was going to be on there, and you found
Hmm.
put it on the board or put it on your paper or put it in your journal, right? Because vision boards can look different, right? If it's on
Hmm.
a physical board, but
Right.
put it on there, you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know, maybe I should take it off, maybe I should, right? What fears came up?
Hmm. Okay.
Um, what am I able to release?
Let go of, release.
Let go, release, meaning
Hmm.
in order for me to achieve this thing, whatever the thing is, and remember, we're not talking about just a physical item that you want, like a house,
Hmm.
car, or it could be I want to get further my education. It could be I want to have more patience. We talked about this last week. So some things that might you can't see this, not tangible, but I might have to release this in order to get here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and I'm just thinking about this question during the week, because we talked a little bit about, fears before. I'm
Yeah,
not so much putting it in the fear category, but I'm putting it in the what am I ready to release? So sometimes the releasing is releasing whatever the fears are, right?
yeah, for sure.
So for myself, again, this isn't a fear, but we talked about procrastination too. I've been procrastinating on writing my dissertation. And
Mhm.
so at one point, it was necessary not to procrastinate, but I just couldn't do it because of
Right.
things I had to take care of at home. And so, but at this point, not that things at home aren't the same, or even in some aspects, not even as good, but I know at this point it's procrastination, right? And
Right.
so
How
I'm
long can I
thinking
do this for? Right. Hmm.
exactly because there is an eventual deadline, right? So that the school gives you. But
Yes. Right.
I just need to release the thoughts of doing it because of all the work I know that lies ahead in doing it. It's just like, oh, so much. I just need to
Yeah.
stop thinking about it and just do it. So I need to release
Do it.
the stressful thoughts that I have about doing it that then leads me to not doing it and just put some
Right.
action to it, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I know that thesis work because
Hmm.
I mean, yours dissertation, but I did a thesis research, and I know
Hmm.
how. But once it's done, baby,
Yes. Ugh.
you got some published work out there in that field that you can
Hmm.
own, and nobody else can own it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
We'll
Yep.
talk. We'll talk for sure.
Hmm.
But I love that you process that piece of it. Like, what is it about this thing in particular?
Yeah.
Know, because we might
Hmm.
procrastinate here and there throughout the course of the day, but some have a
Right.
longer stretch.
This is a
Long
stretch for
stretch.
me.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is something I have to get rid of.
Yes, check that
Hmm.
week. Yes, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. Another question for you guys to think about in the last 2 weeks in series. What part of this board feels very powerful? I know when I put something down, I mentioned this also. I did a 7 day challenge, challenge, early this month. And I shared that I always have this journal. This journal comes everywhere in my pocketbook. So I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
my desk. I'm gonna bring it back upstairs. You know how everybody carry their phone around?
Yes, yes.
By phone. I'm carrying this around because I have thoughts, ideas, things I need to map out, etc. Right. So what part of your board feels very powerful? When you look at it, you're like, yes, I can see that. I can vision it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that's going to uplift you, right?
Yeah.
And lastly, how can I support this new version of myself? What do I mean by
That's
that? Now,
good.
the question didn't
Mm-hmm.
say who can support me.
Mm-hmm.
It says, how can I support this version of myself? Meaning, what can you do to be supportive of self?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw that out there to the listeners. And when I
Well,
tell you that's not an easy
it's
answer,
not.
I'm challenging y'all.
One of the things, that I mentioned last week, and we had a very brief conversation about it, because, we can have shows upon shows upon shows upon
Correct.
shows, but this topic is what we can do for ourselves. Those of us who don't do this is create boundaries,
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a
right?
second.
Boundaries are so healthy and important.
Correct. Correct.
So that's
So
what we
that's
can do for
something you can do for
ourselves.
yourself. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yep.
And I know I was talking to my adult group this morning, dance movement therapy group, and we were talking about some of the things that we need for ourselves right in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave the example of um, just feeling grounded. And
Mm-hmm.
grounded doesn't always have to be like, kind of like in the 70s, you're like, ooh, I'm free, kind of thing. No,
I
that's
don't
not what
even know how grounded that really was.
I'm grounded, right. And it wasn't. That's why I said it. For some people that might apply to, right? But
Right.
right, but grounded in the sense that I need this so I can have clearer thoughts, or
Mm-hmm.
I can feel like myself. Slowing down might be something that feels grounded. I need to just park my brakes a little bit. I need to kind of just sit down for a second, right? Um, I know sometimes if you can see people's wheels churning, and my
Yeah.
husband go, "What you thinking about? Look like you got a lot of stuff you thinking about over there." I'm like, "Okay, gotcha. So maybe I need to go simmer down somewhere, sit down for a second, not to think more, but maybe
Right.
just to depress a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if you see the steam coming out, then and other people are noticing it, then you're not grounded in that moment.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And
sure.
that what we tend to do often is we don't rest enough. Rest and sleep are two different things. And resting, grounding could be a part of that resting, and
Right.
just quieting ourselves, right? And
Yeah.
being present with ourselves and our environment. That's not an easy thing to do because we're always on the go doing so much. Our thoughts are ahead of us or behind us, right?
Mm-hmm,
As
mm-hmm,
opposed to being right here where we are right now. And so we miss a lot
mm-hmm.
being in the past or in the future, right? We miss a lot that's right in front of us. I know we were talking about, I think it was the first week of the visioning experience, therapeutic visioning experience, where we talked about how social media,
Right,
right, does that.
right.
It doesn't allow you to always be present, because you're so focused on what somebody else is doing. And, well, I want to do this and be like this and be like that person, or something's reminding you, triggering you of your past, and just all
Yeah,
that type of thing. And recording things when you're going, out to concerts, and like can't even enjoy the concert. You're
right.
so busy recording, or out to dinner that you talked about.
Oh my
When
goodness.
everybody's on their phone, you can't even be present with the person sitting across from you.
No.
So, technology is good for what it's good for, but it takes our attention away, right, from the
Yeah,
beautiful present things that are right before us.
for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
I mentioned this last week, especially with dinner. I'm not going to dinner if we're going to be on our phones. I'm not
Hmm.
not doing it at all. Serves no purpose. I'm just gonna
Exactly.
right on home. We here to kind of build a connection, etc. So bringing certain
Hmm.
things. I know as a family when we come together, we bring little games with us, little stuff that we can do at the table. That don't take much room, but we do it at the table. So just providing those moments to be present with each other, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with these questions and this processing, like I said, I knew we had to take a deep breath when we logged on. Say, oh,
Yeah.
I thought about all these things. I'm exhausted. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
now it's like, well, where do I go? What's my first step? And some of us are thinking things in larger scale. I'm not mad at that either, because I know I like that as well. I like to think big as well. And for some of us, we might want to just, bring it to a smaller action.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to identify and teach some micro actions, and we're going to talk about. We're going to do it in a concept of 3, 2, 1, right?
Okay.
So we're going to make our big visions grow through small behaviors. And this is where we're going to hold ourselves accountable. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are joining us, you are live with us, please feel free to comment or participate in this challenge that I'm giving you right now and put it in the comments. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And we might have to, shout out who's with us right now so we can see if they can
Okay.
type
Now,
it.
right now, I don't see anybody's name. So if you guys want me to shout you out and or you have a
Yeah.
question or comment, I only see numbers of who's watching. I don't see,
Gotcha.
I can't say so and so is watching. Thank you for watching,
I see.
unless you put a comment of some sort in the chat, even if you say hi.
Oh, let's engage.
So,
Let's engage.
right. So,
You
yeah. So let's
invested
get
in yourself.
started.
Yeah, you invested in yourself today. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. I just appreciate you doing the work for yourself. So let's
That's
do the
right.
next step and join in. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right now, as we're talking about holding ourselves accountable, we're gonna name 3 habits that we need to shift. All right,
Okay.
3 habits. All right, 3 habits. Now, to give an example, it could be I just need to wake up 15 minutes earlier instead of
Mm-hmm.
going over and logging on for work.
Okay.
Right? And then I'm irritated at the first question my boss or my team members are saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to get myself in order, get my coffee, tea, meditation, read a scripture, whatever you need to do to get yourself settled. So it's like a little example, right? 3 habits. That means something you're doing every single day. You're doing it doesn't mean it's healthy,
So
right?
3 habits you need to change.
3 habits you need to shift.
Shift. Okay.
Shift change, like yeah, shift change. All
Got
right.
it.
All right. So that was 3. Two boundaries you need to set. Hold yourself accountable. It might be a boundary might be, for example, I'm not going to be sending this person cash app request every time they ask me for money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to put that, I shouldn't feel guilty about whatever they got going on because, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that might
And
be a
we have to set boundaries on ourselves, not just other people.
correct, right? So
Right.
I'm not going to continue to go, or you
Mm-hmm.
might give, but maybe you're not giving that much, right? Or
Right.
maybe, for
I'm
example,
not going to engage in this type of conversation.
this type of
Right. I'm setting that boundary for myself.
right, correct. Or it can be, and we're not saying not helping support people, but it can be you might have your limit, your idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it could be also boundaries you want to set is that um people are calling at 11 o'clock at night. And you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like my family time. Like, yeah, I can
Yeah.
talk to you, and I want to talk to you, but it kind of has,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so thinking about those things as well. So,
Sandra Lee says, "Hey, y'all."
hey, hey. 2 boundaries you want to set. And I mentioned those 2 examples because these are 2 examples that my clients mentioned this week. Uh,
Okay.
you know, sister kind of asking for money at times, and that could be a challenge, or
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to my mom, but she's calling me constantly, like constantly, like
Mm-hmm.
let me live and let me enjoy the day so I can tell you how my day was truly when I
Right. Right. Right.
so these are 2 real life examples that came up this week in my sessions, right? So that's 3, 2, and the last one is one courage action you want. So something courageous you want to take this week. So I gave you the example of, hey, I called, my old CEO boss and said, "Hey, I got some thoughts and questions. How can you help and support? What courage action plan you want to take this week?" It
Courage.
might be, and I'm throwing this out here because we are reaching the stage of the year where people are going to the gym in a few weeks, right? And I ain't talking
Mm-hmm.
about them. Go to the gym, do what you got to do, right?
Right.
But courage might be, you know, I'm not waiting for the perfect outfit.
Right.
I'm going with my t-shirt and my leggings,
Mm-hmm.
my basketball shorts,
Mm-hmm.
my graphic tee.
Right.
Like showing up as who you are, as you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Mm-hmm.
waiting for all these extra things that need to happen in order to go
Exactly.
to the gym. And I know sometimes people want to be so polished because it makes them,
Mm-hmm.
be have some courage. Just go.
Exactly. Go as you are.
Go as you
With
are.
clothes on though.
You will get kicked out. And we
Right.
have to say,
Right.
Romain see it.
You want to wear your long holy skirt. That's
No,
fine.
yeah,
That's
but
fine.
you're not gonna
Long
say,
as you
oh,
go.
you're not gonna go to Planet Fitness and say Romain said
Mhm.
as I am, right? But
Right.
that way. But yeah, take that courage, right?
Hmm.
And say, let me just do it. I'm thinking about it way too much, right? And I need
Yeah.
to step outside, right? Of that.
Hmm.
So 3-2-1 method. 3 habits that need to shift and change. 2 boundaries you need to set, and 1 courage action you want to display this week. All right.
Okay. That's
All right.
good.
And
I like the
that's your
3-2-1 method.
accountability. All right.
Hmm.
Now, if we were in session, I love that Sharon started off the opening today about this not being a therapy session. If
Hmm.
we were to transition in therapy session, or you were to transition in therapy session, one of the things would be, hey, did you, do the things you set forth that we talked about last session? And if you're like, oh, well, I didn't get a chance. The next question is going to be, what stopped you? What was the
Right.
barrier? And that's not to judge or point fingers. It's more
Hmm.
like let's process this because
And
there
some
is.
barriers are real. These challenges are
Yeah.
real.
So let's talk about what really showed up for you and what really was challenging that moment, right? So still holding ourselves accountable so we can move.
Hmm. Because sometimes we can set unrealistic goals for ourselves and not really realize it. But then when we go through the week to try and then do it, it's like, wait a minute, this was a little bit too much because I didn't
Yeah.
factor in X, Y, and Z. So then when we go back to therapy, it was like, okay, so say we said we're going to exercise 5 times a week. Then the
Right.
week actually happened. It's like, ooh, I think I can really only do 2. So to challenge myself, maybe I'll do 3. I set the bar too high for right now with what's going on in my life. So the thing is, that's okay. We tweak as we go
This
because life is going to happen. So again, it's no shame, no blame. It's just we just tweak as we go. We
that's
realize that was too much. Let's scale it back a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. I love one of my besties. Her name is Carissa. I don't know if she's on or listening. She really helped me. Well, she's been my bestie since the 6th grade, so we could be here all day. She has helped me, and we have been just loving sisters and friends. But uh, after my recovery from my breast cancer and finally getting myself in order, I was like, all right, I need to work out. I need to strengthen my core and all these other things. And I just had a baby, right? And she's a personal trainer amongst many gifts. And she's in Atlanta. I'm here, and we were doing it virtually. I said, I know this is gonna sound crazy. I need 30-minute sessions. Like I know she probably used to an hour, maybe a little bit more for. I said, I need a tight 30 minutes
Mhm.
because that's now it's time. I was like, I think I could do that. Like I want to
Right,
commit to it. So in order
right.
for me to commit, I need those increments there.
Hmm.
It worked and it was therapy.
Good.
It was a whole nother journey for myself. Uh,
Hmm.
maybe for another discussion. But I say I know the hour that's going to be a little too much for me. 30
Yeah,
minutes. So set things up for yourself that makes sense. But you're not giving up. And it's not to say you're not going to grow to 40 minutes.
that's right. That's right.
45. Yeah, and let's not make everything don't got to be like a 15-minute increment. It could be 35 minutes,
Hmm.
40
That's
minutes.
right.
52 minutes, like
That's
whatever
right.
it is.
Meet yourself where you are,
Correct,
because you
correct.
can't be where you're not.
Yes,
Right?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So shout out to her. So talking about accountability, we also got to recognize our barriers and our barriers, right? Some of the things
Mm-hmm.
that kind of get in the way. Now we talked about it the last two sessions, so we're not going to mention it too much today, but I'm just going to give you, for those that just logged on today, maybe some pointers of things that you might recognize for yourself. So procrastination, we talked about
Mm-hmm.
emotional avoidance, self-sabotage, self-sabotaging and the cycles that we get ourselves into. All right. Uh, fear of success, fear of failure, good old people pleasing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fatigue and burnout. Like I'm just, I was just talking to my cousin about my other cousin about this last week. A lot of people are decision fatigue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Constantly got to make decisions, constantly got to be on, like in the multiple roles that they play. So those are some of the things that might come up. So just kind of keep yourself informed and monitor yourself to see if these are the things that's coming up for you, as we mentioned earlier, right? All right, good job, everyone. All right, so now you guys are doing excellent. I know you guys are out there journaling and writing this stuff down, and we definitely want to see you and hear from you during the show or after the show. Send us comments, things that I
Yes.
bring up on Facebook or other avenues for other people. Like, we don't want to gatekeep. We want to share. We want to share these things with you, right?
Absolutely.
All right. And so we're going to kind of talk about two more things
Okay.
for us tonight. And I want to think of, as we're thinking about our vision board, as we're thinking about things that we need to bring in, things we need to push out, ask for, adopt, right? We want to kind of think of some things that are maybe for our vision boards as non-negotiable, meaning, yeah, I'm not like I can't negotiate when it's my time
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the non-negotiable is for you, right?
Right.
Okay. We want to think about our monthly anchor, and that means one thing that we want to commit to. Let's pick one thing. Monthly anchor. When you think about an anchor, visualize it right now for yourself, right? Some of us might like the water, some of us might like the boat, some of us go, no, thank you. I'm not messing my hair up. Right? But but you know what an anchor looks like. It is,
Mm-hmm.
a captain goes out on sea, they find a spot, their location, and that anchor gets dropped. And it does not move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Until you're ready to move on to the next destination, right? So what's one thing you're going to commit to? You are going to say, all right, lock it down.
Mm-hmm.
Sit in this chair and I'm gonna write this first paragraph of this dissertation right now.
Right. Right.
I don't care who called me, who said what you want. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The anchor, I'm tunnel vision, right? All right,
Yeah.
cool. And the next one, a little permission slip. Something that you allow yourself to move forward. I'm gonna allow myself to do this. And why am I saying permission slip? Mm. Sometimes it comes out of fear. I need to give myself. I can do that.
That's right.
I can do that. Or somebody's doubting me. No, let me give myself permission. I can do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something that just allows you to move forward, you know? hmm Permission slip. I'm giving that person an opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like if you think about school. Well, like I said, I'm a little old school, so I don't know if they do this anymore. It might be a electronic signature
I
nowadays.
know, right?
But I remember taking my little permission slip home,
That's right.
like
Mm-hmm.
sign it
Yes.
detailed. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. You need a lunch. You need a bag. Whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was. And once you got that permission, it was like, oh, I hit the ground running. I'm going on a trip. I'm going to do this or whatever the permission
Mm-hmm.
is, right? Or be involved in this dance club or football club, right? So you're
Right.
putting yourself out there to move forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, good job. And so when we think about these things, think about your monthly anchor, things you want to commit to, the non-negotiable, okay? Non-negotiable, and something you want a permission slip, something you want to give yourself permission to do. All right. And I know as we're talking about some of these things, it can bring up feelings, right? It can bring
Mm-hmm.
up a lot of different emotions. And this is why this platform is so great to do, office hours with Sharon, because these are the questions that might come up for you. Or you might take these questions and go meet with your therapist and go, you know what, this
Right.
came up for me this week. And these are some of the things that I'm thinking about. Um, I'm excited about my vision for myself. I'm excited about I can feel it, but I'm also
Mm-hmm.
nervous. Two things
Yeah,
can be true at once.
that's right.
Everything's not always black and white. I could be super, super excited about something. Giddy
Mm-hmm.
up, and then I'm like, oh, but okay, got you. But so what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to, right?
Yes,
It can be true.
absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So for sure, for sure. So we definitely want to give ourselves gratitude because we are doing that work.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just the last 2 weeks when we started this process. For some people out there, we've been working on it for a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
So give yourself that gratitude. I know that's a word that's kind of loosely used or often used, but it is a powerful word. Give yourself
Mm-hmm.
gratitude. Give yourself that grace. Give yourself a pat on the back. It doesn't mean you conceded. It doesn't
That's
mean
right.
what do you call it? Uh, Self-absorb or anything like that. If
Mm-hmm.
nobody else is giving you those kudos,
That's right. You got to give it to yourself.
you got to give it to
If we wait for
yourself.
somebody else, we might be dead.
And
Right. We
nobody got
got
time
to
for that.
encourage ourselves
Right.
through the
Nobody
process.
got time for that. So you say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, today I'm branching out. I'm gonna put a new outfit on. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna put, you might want, might not do your whole face, but you might have a good old lipstick.
Right.
Yourself a shout out. Ooh, that lipstick look good on me. Whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
give yourself that gratitude because you are doing it each and every day.
Yep.
All right. Good job. Good job.
It's good.
And I know we are about to wrap it up. I know we are on this journey together. This is not the last time we're going to see each other, meaning I do have a vision board event in person, did it last year, called Manifest and Bloom. It's in June, sorry, June. Pick June because that is the time of the
Mm-hmm.
year. Things are bright, the flowers are out, the sun is out, you get rejuvenated, you get renewed, you kind of have more energy or spark. So please be on the lookout for Manifest and Bloom. Also have Painting for Pink and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So be on the lookout for that. But I know I'll be back to talk about that a little bit more. And as we mentioned last week, I'm super excited to see couples
Mm-hmm.
do vision boards, right? Not just individuals, but families and couples. I
Mm-hmm.
want to challenge someone to do one with your partner and share it. You don't have to share the whole thing, but maybe share
Mm-hmm.
a piece of it. And what were your findings or process to get to that one of those visions, right? And so with that, we my practice, Romain Diaz LLC, offer free group parenting group, teen group, men's group, women's group, right? Through our one of our partnerships at ECS on 6006 West Girard Avenue in West Philly, Episcopal Community Service Center services. So we collaborate, we do a lot of things together. They service the community in just massive ways. It's massive. So please check them out and all the things they do for the community, food pantries, as we know, that's very needed at this moment, so just the other services. And for those that are, we say seniors, but I always like to say the seasoned population, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always say seasoned because when you season your food and you let that marinate,
There you go.
you know next couple days it's tasting good, right?
That's right. That's right.
Right, right. And all the information and things that our seniors have. So I have a dance movement therapy group that's every other Thursday. So we had it today. Um, One of my staff and partners, Lisa Monique Jenkins Hayden, ran the group today. And it's on Thursday, so we know the last two Thursdays is the holiday. But I believe it's the 7th, January 7th. We'll be back. So join us for
Okay.
dance therapy, self expression. Come visit the practice and see all the clinicians in the practice and their bios at RomainDiazLLC.org. So check us out, Facebook, LinkedIn, and see all the things that we are offering, the community, and we just love to do this work. So we really appreciate it. And we appreciate you, Sharon, for having us on and sharing these resources.
Not a problem at all. We appreciate you joining us and taking out, your time to help us with this therapeutic visioning experience. Again, I can't stress it enough. It's so different than just a vision board. It's, very personal with the insights that you gain from the introspection and the self-reflective work that Romain has guided us through in these 3 weeks. So again, if you haven't watched the previous shows, do go and watch and just make this a part of your self-care plan. Right, that you're going to go, you're going to sit with it, you're going to watch, and you're going to take notes. You're going to do the vision board, right? Because it's going to benefit you, right? Your board benefits you, and all the insight that you will gain through the questions and the conversation that was had. So let's
Right.
make sure that we end 2025 and start 2026 afresh, anew,
Yeah, for sure.
as opposed to just doing the same thing that we've always done. So therefore, we're going to get the same result we've always gotten, but in our mind, we want a different result. So with different results, you got to do something different.
Gotta do the
So
work.
this is jump starting us to do something different.
Absolutely. Good job out there, you guys. Good job.
So Romain, do you have any let me see, I'm just looking on this. I didn't put and you may have said it, this future self visualization part guide about imagining yourself in a year and whatnot.
Yes. Yes. So we're gonna do
Excuse
closing
me.
up. We want you to thank you for that for circling back.
No
As we
problem.
are closing out tonight, we do want you to just in the beginning, we ask you to take a breath and take a moment to just reflect and take a breath of all the things that you have done last week or today and the work you have done. We're asking right now to just take a second. You can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open. And we want you to imagine your life in a year from now. Who you are, who you're with, how do you feel in your body, what habits changed, what ways did I set boundaries. Visualize yourself saying it, doing it. What ways that I move from procrastination to action. I'm seeing myself actually doing that, which led to the next steps. So it's so super important to just visualize where you are, but also where you're heading. Like literally
Hmm.
watch your feet move forward. Watch your
Right.
body move forward. Um, your heart move forward. You know, um, really acknowledge that for yourself and do that often because it becomes practice. Not only just practice, it becomes real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if you can envision it, you can do it.
100.
Right? We want to put it before our eyes all the time so we know what we're striving for. We're just not getting up every day just to haphazardly live. You get up every day with a goal, right?
Absolutely.
With something to achieve in that day, however minor, right? But those minor things eventually equal that giant goal that we say we want to achieve. And then you wake up one day like, I did that.
Look
Is
at
that? It might
that.
have taken me 6 months, 3 months, a year, 2 years, depending on what it is. But that's the process. We all are in a process, one giant process of life, and then the processes of the different things that we want to accomplish in life. Listen, it's the end of 2025. It's about to be Christmas. We were saying this last year. It went like that. let's not waste any more time
Valid.
because tomorrow, truth be told, is not promised.
No, let's patch up relationships. Let's let things
Hmm.
be, go. Let's heal from some of the things that we are suffering from each and every day, and let's do the work. And there are people out there that can help support you. So,
Absolutely.
don't suffer if you don't have to.
Hmm.
Find that right person, that right network. Um, and let's do this journey together, because it's not just it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise an adult too. Me too.
Absolutely. That's right.
Okay. Man, I
That's
need
right.
all of that. Like all of
Mhm. That's
you.
right.
I need it. I need all of
Yes,
it
facts.
for sure. And
Yep.
it's ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. And that's how you grow
Hmm.
and get abundance of support and love to
Right.
move forward. So
Romaine, do you have a contact number or email or anything that I can put in
yes,
the chat?
absolutely. So I put on the practice website. Put that in the chat for you to
Yeah, I put that in the chat already.
perfect, perfect. And I'm gonna give you my email and
Okay.
phone number, and we have a lovely team. So that's my email and
Okay.
phone
Cool.
number. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. And we have just a wonderful team. My intake coordinator, Ishara, she's wonderful, and she's the first face in the practice. And we take pride in our 24 to 40 hour response when you reach out. So really don't go beyond 48 hours actually, but gotta have a guideline. But Ishara reaches out to you immediately when you call or you email, and we call you to see what the thoughts and needs. We send you a welcoming email so you have more information. So Ishara is like the first line that you would contact, and we go from there.
Awesome.
Yes.
It was like a well put together team.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm just so super proud of them and all the work that they do. So they've been moving and shaking it. They deserve a break in the
Hmm.
next week. I got a lot more for them in 2000.
I'm sure you do.
So my vision, their vision, we gonna do this together, right?
That's right. That's right.
Excited. Be around
Okay.
positive people. It's good stuff.
That's right.
Yes.
So look forward to great things,
Yeah.
everybody, in 2026. Great things that, Romaine has shared with you about some of her upcoming events. So don't hesitate to go to her website, Romain
Yeah.
Diaz, LLC.org, so you can, see what she's got going on and definitely take advantage of it
Yeah.
because she provides wonderful services. And you can catch me right here on Full Life. Click the notification bell and then click all so you'll know when I'm on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. for different shows, and then in the morning for prayer, and then stuff in the afternoon. So you're not going to remember it all. Just click the notification bell. You'll be
Yeah.
notified when I'm on. And of course, I'm in private practice as well. And my website is my name with a hyphen in the middle, www.sharon-thomas.com. You can find me there and contact me through the website. Or if you contact me through this platform, the email address is Full Life Communications, just like what you're watching, how you're watching me now, Full Life Communications at gmail.com. You can contact me there as well. So let's get our mental health together.
Yeah.
And we take our mental health with us everywhere we go. Everywhere, every decision that we make, every conversation that we have, even if it's saying hi, there's an inflection, there's a tone in that hi that will let somebody know how you're really feeling. Just
Correct.
that simple one little two-letter word, somebody can know how you're feeling and what might not know the specifics of what's troubling you, but they know that you're troubled. Right. So let's get our mental health together in 2026. And listen, with all that's going on in the world, this is the greatest time you need to have the mental health together
Yeah.
because listen, all you gotta do is turn on the news or open your door, right? Look outside. This stuff is heavy,
Yeah.
right? And it's an entrapment for grief, for grief, yes, but depression and anxiety, right? Just to name two with what's going on in the world, right? So we need, as Romaine talked about, an anchor, right? Number one, Jesus is the anchor for our soul, right? But in the natural, right? We need people to help us to be anchored to the realities of life, because there's so much mis and disinformation out there to try and dupe you, right? To try and indoctrinate you into a cult like thinking, if you will, that is incorrect. These ideologies that are floating around here are out there to dupe you, to deceive you. And that's the enemy's work,
Right.
right? Because the enemy operates through people, just like how God operates through people. The enemy is an imitator of God. So he uses people to deceive. But we don't want to be deceived. So we got to get our mental health together so we're stronger. That
Yeah.
foundation is strong, right? So I encourage everybody to have their mental health as a top priority in this upcoming year and beyond.
Yeah.
So that's my spiel. Thank you again, Romain. I love you. Appreciate you so much and all the hard and great and wonderful work that you do for
Thank
the
you. Thank
people.
you. Thank you as well. Happy
Thank
holidays,
you.
everyone.
Yes, thank you for joining us. And we hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Office Hours with Sharon is taking a winter holiday hiatus, so we won't be on for the next 2 Thursdays. We'll be back, like Romain, that's the 7th you said, right?
Yep.
Of January. And so, like I said, with clicking the notification bell, I'm saying we're going to be back on January 7th for the Office Hours with Sharon, but the first week in January at my church, we do different things with prayer and different things like that. So, but we don't know until Holy Spirit tells us. So if
Mhm.
something shifts and changes, I'll post it on the page that it will not air tonight. But as far as I know right now, it will air. But that can change, because if the Holy Spirit says something different, I'm following him.
You know
So,
that's right.
so
I
click that notification bell and click all so you'll be notified what's going on this platform. We love you. God bless you. Have a God Christmas and Happy New Year. Be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Not so much for what you might do, but what others. I mean, people drink and drive and all this sort of thing. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Keep your children safe. Right. Keep your family safe.
Mhm.
And we hope to see you on the other side in 2026. God bless you.
Yeah. Amen and amen.
Shalom.